Alright, this lesson is an introduction to circles. We're looking at the equation of a circle and how it looks on a graph. Please do not watch this video with a pencil in your hand copying off of me. Watch how to do it and go back to the problems yourself. Alright, in general, the equation of a circle looks like this. It's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Now in this formula, r is the radius and h and k are the center of the circle. Okay, now in the homework today, the circle is centered at the origin. Alright, that means the center is the point 0, 0. If I put zeros in for the h and k, what happens? Alright, if I put zeros in because that's your center, so I've got x minus 0 and y minus 0. Well, would I really even need to put those zeros? Or would this become x squared plus y squared equals radius squared? So this is the form of the circle equation that we'll be using today because all of our circles will have center 0, 0. Now, so looking at problem number 1, we're supposed to graph this. Now the radius, so 10 is r squared, alright, because it's in the r squared position. So r squared equals 10. If I want r, I'm going to have to take the square root of both sides, right? So that means r is going to equal the square root of 10. Alright, and give its radius. So I'm supposed to write these things down. So the radius is the square root of 10. Now, in order to graph it, we need to know what the decimal for that is. Alright, so that's 0.32. Alright, it's about the best we can do. It's a little bit more than 3. So this is the radius, so it should be the same in all directions. So should be around here, just a little bit. 3.2. Maybe I might have even gone too far. Alright, 3.2 is just a little bit beyond 3 in all directions. Okay, and then you do your best to draw your circle from there. Whoops. Alright, that's the idea. Number 2. Well, before I can really do anything, it would help to get this in standard form. So let's add 6y squared to both sides. Okay, if I do that, then now I've got 6x squared plus 6y squared is equal to 24. Now I would divide everything by 6 if I were you. Okay, so that's going to be x squared plus y squared is equal to 4. Alright, so there's the equation. That means this 4 is our r squared. So r squared equals 4. Alright, if you take the square root, that means r is equal to 2. Okay, so the radius is 2, and we could go ahead and draw that radius by going 2 in all directions. All right, and that is how you do that. All right, so on to number 3. Man, that was a bad circle. Anyway, on this one, I would divide by 5 everywhere. I'm seeing those 5s. Let's get rid of them. So that would give me x squared plus y squared equals 25, of course. Okay, so that means that r squared is equal to 25. So of course, that means r is equal to 5. So just go out in 5 in all directions. All right, that is it for number 3. Okay, number 4. The easiest thing to do here would be to multiply everything by 4. Multiply by 4. So that would give me x squared plus y squared is equal to 16. And again, this is r squared. So that means r squared is equal to 16. That means r is 4 if you take the square root. So there you go. Go 4 in all directions. And draw your circle. All right, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, obviously, because mine's not, but try not to make it look like a diamond. Some kids just go, nyeh, 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 and make it look like a diamond. Resist the temptation to let it look like a diamond. That's bootlegged. All right, now let's see. Write the standard form equation of the circle given the radius and the center is still the origin. Well, that's easy, okay? Because the formula for a circle is x squared plus y squared equals radius squared. So that means x squared plus y squared equals 11 squared. So x squared plus y squared equals 121. Okay? And this will be x squared plus y squared equals 4 radical 5 squared. Now, I don't know if you will be allowed to use a TI-30XS multi-view or not. If you are, then you can just put it in your calculator, 4 radical 5. I will talk to the math team and find out if you're allowed to use it on the test. Okay, so that's 80. So then you have x squared plus y squared equals 80. Now, say if you were not allowed to use the TI-30XS multi-view, then if I want to do 4 radical 5 squared, then I just have to realize that is 4 radical 5 times 4 radical 5. All right, 4 times 4 is 16. Radical 5 times radical 5 is 5. All right, squaring a radical just makes the radical go away. So the answer is going to be whatever 16 times 5, and that you can just do like calculate or function. So as you can see, you get 80 either way. Okay, moving on. So for number 7. Okay, so I've got plus y squared. All right, my computer's really lagging for some reason. Is equal to the radius squared. Okay, and again, I could put this in my calculator. That's 28. All right, or I could have done it by hand. All right, I could have done 2 squared and radical 7 squared. Just square both of these things. So 2 squared is 4. Radical 7 squared is just 7. So that's where the 28 comes from. All right, how about number 8? Write the standard form of the circle that goes and was sent that is the origin. Okay, well, if I want the equation of a circle through this point, any circle with center at the origin is going to start off with the same equation. X squared plus y squared is equal to the radius squared. But of course, this is an x and that's a y. So I can just plug those in. So this becomes 5 squared plus 3 squared is equal to radius squared. So that's 25 plus 9. So that is 34. Okay, so that means the equation of this circle is x squared plus y squared equals 34, because that's r squared is 34. All right, that's how you do number 8. How about number 9? Same thing, just using x squared plus y squared equals radius squared, but that's x and that's y. So I have 0 squared, it's negative 9 squared, is equal to radius squared. This 0 squared is just 0. Negative 9 squared is 81, positive 81, by the way. All right, a negative times a negative is a positive. Don't try to type this in your calculator without parentheses, or it will give you negative 81, which is wrong. And you know this, man! So this is going to give you x squared plus y squared equals 81 then. All right, by the sound of my voice, guess how many hours of sleep I got last night? Go ahead, take a guess. 2.5. 2.5 hours. All right, a little while ago I fell asleep in the middle of doing the problem, and I had to like rewind the tape and record over it because it was just like dead air for like 10 seconds. I was gone. So I wonder if that's ever happened. I just didn't realize it. I just kept it. Anyway, you guys can tell me in class. Am I awake right now? Write an equation. Well, okay, the key is that the radius is 2. That's the key. So then the equation is x squared plus y squared equals 2 squared. X squared plus y squared equals 4. And that is the end of this lesson. I hope it was helpful. I will see you on the next video.